back to my channel. Thanks again for checking me out. Today, I have thrown myself in at the deep end. I was super nervous about doing this in case nobody asked me anything, but we're gonna do my first ever Q&A, which is exciting. Thank you so much to everybody who asked me a question. You've taken a weight off my shoulders because I think I would have died of mortification if no one had. I got a range of fitness related questions and personal questions. I'll go through them all now. I hope you enjoy. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up and press that subscribe button if you haven't already. Beach Vicky asked, how many piercings do you have and when did you get them done? She also said, is there any piercings and tattoos that I'd want to get in the future? I've had quite a few piercings. I don't actually wear jewellery in most of them, but I've got my nose pierced. I have that one, I believe it's called a tragus or a tragus, and I have 3 holes in that ear, but I'm only wearing 2 earrings, and I have 2 holes in this ear, and I did have my belly button pierced, but I haven't worn that for a long time. I just feel like I grew out of it. It was the end of an era, and I felt like it made my belly look flatter without it in. So I have one tattoo, which is on my side. Let's see if we can see it. Just there. It is some verse from a poem, because I'm cultural like that. And yes, I'd love to get more tattoos, but financially it's not one of my priorities because it is a little bit of an excess cost, so they're gonna have to wait. And I think my mum's gonna be pleased about that too. So if you're watching, mum, we good. Anna for EK, hello my darling. She asked, what do you want to be doing in 5 years? Ideally, I would like to be living at the beach and not in a city. I'd still like to be doing this because I really enjoy it, but I'd like to be reaching more people on YouTube, so helping people on a wider scale, I think. Because I'm still super passionate about fitness. I can't see that going anytime soon. So yeah, 5 years. And I would have liked to have done more traveling. Daniela Mars Flute. So I actually went to primary school with Daniela. So hello, Daniela. She asked, what made you get into fitness? So I actually wanted to be a dancer originally. I went to professional dance college where I studied singing, acting, dancing. And once I graduated from there, it was very expensive in London to keep up going to dance classes when you're a skint little graduate. And it was actually cheaper to join a gym. So I joined the cheapest gym that I could find, which at the time was LA Fitness. And I got a personal trainer, and yeah, he got me into lifting weights because I wanted to grow my pancake butt and lose some belly fat. And then I just got hooked, and the rest is history. Philly Evans, I like this question. How hard was it taking the plunge and moving to Australia from the UK, and do you miss anything? I feel like I lived in London for 5 years. I'd achieved what I could achieve in London. Like I had a full client base, and I was when Andrew asked me if I wanted to move to Australia, it was the only thing that made me hesitate was my family, because I'm an only child, so I feel the pressure to be a good child to my parents, and my parents are separated, and my dog, but I'm saving up to get him over here. So the thing I miss most about the UK would be my dog and my parents and my best friends, Sainsbury's cookies and Ben's cookies and Millie's cookies, just the cookies. Carly678 asked, last meal on earth. She asked a few questions actually, so I'll go through all of them. Last meal on earth would probably be Domino's because I'm absolutely addicted. I love them. Every Sunday I have a Domino's, so probably Domino's, chicken and rasher bacon with stuffed crust. Maybe 2 of them. My opinion on workout classes. Depending on the class that you go to, I think it can be a great thing, especially if you're new to fitness and you don't really know what you're doing. I think like the functional classes you get these days, the high intensity classes can be really good. The only downside of them is that you're not getting that individual attention, and where resistance training and weights are involved, if you're doing something incorrectly, there's the risk of injury there if you don't have someone to guide you through every single step. But otherwise, it's a great way to get motivated and to get fit effectively rather than just slaving for hours on a treadmill. So I think workout classes are a great thing. She's also asked, do you count calories burned in strength workouts? Is this something you think about? No, I don't think about calories at all when I'm training. I just do my training and that's about it. I've had a few clients ask me if they should minus the calories that they burn doing their workouts from their macros, but no, just calculate your macros if that's what you're into, and don't worry about how much you're burning. Because depending on the type of training you're doing, you could be burning more afterwards as well, especially if it's high intensity training. She asked, do you think that higher intensity resistance workouts are most effective? They're probably most effective for getting you fit and also burning fat, so yes. Thank you for those questions, Carly. Next up is Freya Rob. I'm just gonna read it out to you guys. So, like most girls, I fixate on getting a peachy bum and abs. I run a lot, most recently in London Marathon, and I work out a lot. Although I'm always in shape, I find that the gains to my bum can fluctuate massively and I struggle to retain weight there. I get to a point where I see lots of improvements, but then in a week it can dramatically drop. Although I follow your bum videos, etc., thank you, I cannot seem to achieve the peachy desired look past a certain point and would really like some help. It sounds like your training's down. I would look at your diet. Are you eating enough? Because if you're not eating enough, your muscles aren't going to be looking full. You're not going to be able to grow the muscles, so you want to be eating in a surplus. I've talked about bulks in the past because that's what I'm doing now, and I found that when I'm eating more, I feel much more curvy and that my glutes look a lot rounded. And also doing a lot of steady state cardio for prolonged amount of time can be detrimental to protein synthesis. So if you're training your legs and your glutes and then walking on the treadmill for an hour, that's going to be detrimental to the workout that you've just done. That's put very simply. Underscore grown up asked, bulk or cut first? For reference, I'm pretty thin, just some stubborn belly fat, but ultimately I really want to gain muscle and grow the peach. So if you're new to working out and you're wanting to grow the booty, I'd go with a bulk first. Build the muscle and then do the cut so that once you cut back on your fat, you can actually see something. You'll actually have the muscle definition there and the shape there. There's no point cutting if you haven't got any muscle because you'll just look very skinny and twiggy. I don't have a problem with that look, but if you're going for a more muscular booty look, then I'd bulk first. Especially if you're new to lifting, you've got the newbie gains. Ben Newsom, he asked me, how do you lose fat without doing too much exercise due to time? So like 10 minutes a day. That would all come down to your diet. So I would stick to really high intensity explosive exercise if you've only got 10 minutes to do it. Obviously warm up, cool down as well is really important, but then you want to be really honing in on your diet if you're wanting to lose fat. So I find that the best way to do that if you're new to dieting is calculating your macros, and then you get an idea of the portion sizes you need to be eating in order to lose the fat. And then once you're feeling confident, you can kind of go off and, excuse me, just eat intuitively. Andrew Lemon, which we all know who that is, asked, why am I so jacked? You ain't, son. Ed, one of my best friends, he put, how much should you rest? If your body / specific muscle group is aching, should you wait until it's feeling fresh before training on it again? Rest is equally as important as the actual training. I am currently taking 2 rest days a week, but you need to be taking at least 1 rest day. So if you're training on a muscle split, so you're splitting your muscles up every day, then generally yes, wait until the soreness is gone. But sometimes I have to admit, if my legs are still a little bit achy, I'll just get right into it and the soreness does go. Technically you should give your muscles that you've trained 48 to 72 hours rest before training them again. Emma Louise Jones, this beauty I met whilst I was traveling in Australia. She said, if you're trying to lose body fat, is it better to have carbs earlier or later in the day, or work them around before or after a workout? In the grand scheme of things, unless you're an athlete training for something and you really need to hone in on your nutrition, nutrient timing isn't that essential. It's not going to make a massive difference to your progress. Ultimately, you want to find what works for you best, like how many meals you eat a day, when you eat, etc. But if you are on a lower calorie diet and your carbs are limited, I would suggest working them around your workout so that you get the most out of your workout and most optimum recovery. So I would advise having at least 25 grams of carbs before your workout and at least 25 grams of carbs after your workout to help replenish the glycogen that you have depleted during the workout. But overall, generally, you still want to be eating carbs, but nutrient timing isn't that essential. Alex Potter, another one of my beautiful friends. Should I use protein stuff? And if so, what should I use? And when should I take it? Ideally, you want to be eating at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, but taking protein supplements, so the whey powder, protein bars, things like that, isn't essential. You can get all the protein that you need from your diet. So meat, fish, eggs, soy, etc. When should you be taking it? You want to be making sure you've got plenty of protein in your system before you do a workout so that you're not going catabolic. And it's good to be taking some protein or eating some protein after your workout to replenish your muscles, to help them recover and grow. Annalise, one of my old clients from London. Hello, my darling, hope you're doing really well. How do you keep yourself motivated to exercise when stress of life gets you down? I look at exercise as a form of stress relief. I've kind of got myself into the habit of just going and taking my feelings out of the picture. I just go and do it, and then afterwards I feel amazing. If you do struggle with motivation, I would say book it in, organise the days and times when you're going to go to the gym, have your gym bag packed and ready, and then think no more upon it. Just go, just do it, and you'll feel awesome afterwards. Matt Partlet, he put, how do you find the time to work out? If I'm working 9 till 7 and don't get home till 8 or 9, I don't have motivation to do anything else. And I don't blame you, because I have done for brief amounts of time kind of 9 to 5 work, and it is pretty exhausting. So I don't blame you, Matt. What I would suggest is getting your workout earlier. I know that means sacrificing a little bit of sleep, but you don't have to be exercising for a lot. You could do a quick 30-minute workout. It doesn't even mean getting to the gym. You could do it at home. You can use your stairs. There's lots of stuff you can do without a gym that could help to get your blood flowing. You may even find that you feel more energized throughout the day as well. Benedict, he put, if you want to be ripped and toned versus bulking up, what's the food plan / diet difference? Technically, you don't need to be eating certain foods when you're bulking and certain foods when you're shredding. It's down to calories in versus calories burned. So as long as you're eating less calories than you are burning on the daily, you will lose weight. Now, the difference in the quality of the food will determine your body composition. So if you're eating optimum ratios of protein, carbs and fat when you're shredding, you are going to get a more toned, defined and athletic look than if you are not eating optimal ratios. You could just look skinny fat. I would say though, if you are dieting and you are on a lower calorie diet, then I would recommend getting bang for your buck with calories. So eat foods that are lower in calories, such as fruit and vegetables. They're very high in vitamins and minerals, lean cuts of meat and fish, and then good sources of fat, so that you get more food for the same amount of calories as eating a burger or whatever. You get much more, so you'd feel fuller for longer, and you'll be getting the nutritional benefits of, we're out of focus here, aren't we, of all the nutrients, the micronutrients from the good food. So Darren's asked me a few lifting questions. I'll just shorten them down a little bit. So what maximum potential do you want to achieve in any of your favorite exercises? My favorite exercise is probably a deadlift, and I'd love to be able to pull 100 kilos. I only weigh 50, so it would be double my body weight. At the moment, on a good day, I can shift about 80 kilos for 1 rep. Once I did it twice. And then he asked me, based on your current weight, what is your best squat that you have done? I'm not the best squatter. You guys know it, I hate squatting, but I believe 60 kilos. And I think I did it for a couple of reps, but I'm not entirely sure if the depth was at 90 degrees. So. And then finally, Gareth asked me a very technical question. Now, I don't feel qualified that much to answer it, because it's with regarding to shoes. Hi Katie, what are your thoughts on lifting barefoot, zero drop or regular trainers? My thoughts on lifting barefoot, I think it's a good thing as long as you don't drop anything on your toes, because when you're lifting, particularly when you're doing squatting and deadlifting, you want to be having a nice solid base underneath your feet, preferably a flat shoe unless you're wearing squat shoes, simply because if you're wearing running trainers to do a heavy lift like that, the cushioning can kind of impede on the quality of your squat slash deadlift. And like I said, I don't feel qualified enough to answer this, but if I'm training legs, I would always try to use trainers with either a flat sole, or I've got some CrossFit shoes. They're here. They're very solid at the base. They've got a slight heel as well, so I like to squat in these. They're pretty good, but not necessary. Thank you so much to everyone who asked me a question. I was really surprised by the amount of questions I got, so thank you so much. And if you have any more questions, please do feel free to leave a comment down below and I will answer them for you. I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.